We are Billy Goat Tails. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat Tails. We are Billy Goat Tails.
Welcome everyone to Billy Goat Tales. Finally get to be with you, Cryptobilly here. Thank you for stopping in today already. We appreciate you waiting for our group to get in. Let's go around the horn. We got a great show today. We got all kinds of topics to talk about today. Lots in the news, lots happening in the crypto world. We don't want to go through all the little teasers, but we got a lot of good stuff in store for you today. Let's say hello to the team. What's going on? Tex-Mex, Biomex.
What's going on, Billy Goat Tales fam? How are you doing today? It's good to be with you. It's a great Sunday. Just had my 22nd anniversary with my wife on Friday. We saw a Dave Matthews Band tribute band. It was a really nice event, so that was fun. So glad to be with you all here.
Congratulations, man. 22 years. Nice.
22.
What's going on, Dave Digital?
Well, happy anniversary to Tony. I didn't know you just had one of those. Congratulations. 22 years is a long time. That's people don't do many things in their life for 22 years. So that's really cool. You know what's going on. I'm just trading a little Bitcoin, hoping to get at least a lower high and then come back down, maybe hit that anchored VWAP. Got some other trades open too, playing that TooBit competition. Got a trade open on Pepe. I've got two trades here on Soul, one for cash and then one for the competition. A trade on Ondo. Ooh, not quite in the green yet. Got a trade on AVAX, just barely in the green, and a trade on ADA. So that's where we are at right now.
Good. What's
Yeah,
going
Billy,
on?
me and Dave are both in that 2-bit competition. So I've got a trade on ADA and one on Bitcoin. So maybe I should give my updates like Dave next time. But sorry, Billy, go for it.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should, Tony. Do you want to take that time and do that right now?
So Tony's in a trade on ADA and a trade on Bitcoin, both longs. He's in that 2-bit competition. If you go and take a look right here, you'll see the 2-bit has a trading competition going, and these are all my live trades.
Where's that link at?
It's on the 2-bit right here at the top. Let me show you. You just
I'll
go
put
to
the
lead trader right
link
here.
in the
Bam,
comments.
lead trader, and then you come down, join the challenge. You can join right there. Really easy, doesn't cost you a penny.
What's
And
going
back
on,
to you.
man?
It's another beautiful Sunday. I'm happy to be here. Thankful for another day not promised. Grandma is 91 years old and spending it in the hospital. So, you know, she's doing good. Everything is moving and grooving. And I'll send it back over to you, Billy.
Yeah, you said grandma took a step, huh, Red?
Yep.
Stood up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Surgery's done. She's got that titanium plate in her leg. And yeah. Yep, she took a step already. She got in and out of a car. They have like in the rehab, they have like this fake car that they built that helps the patients to see if they can, you know, to see their progress. And she was able to get into the car and out of the car. So we're happy. We're happy. Things are looking up.
Yeah, man.
And Jimmy Jim. What's going on, Jimmy Jim?
Oh, not too much there, Billy. Video editing, getting things ready for another fun night of breaks this coming week.
Can't wait to get into that a little bit more too later on in the show. Absolutely. Let's say hello to our peeps. Let's see who we got in here. We, of course, Jesse, the wild man, Jesse, our main guy. Mike V, good to see you, Mike. Appreciate you. Of course, Squirrel, Shine, Bob, good to see you. And of course, we got the squad here and Philly Whiz Kid. Nice to see you. Andrea, welcome, Andrea. Let's see, Alexandra G, all set. Who else we got in here? You guys, we got to share this out. We got to get some people in here. Let's see who else we got. Andrew, good to see you, Andrew. Andrew's always in the Discord laying it down for us. We appreciate you. Alexandra G, I think DDT's in here. Yeah, we got to bring if somebody can share the link for DDT. I don't know if I shared it with him or not. I may have, but I can't remember. DDT, good to see you. We'll definitely bring you up for some charts. Paul Man, what's going on, Paul Man? Good to see you. Appreciate you guys all stopping in on a Sunday. Let's see. Our first we wanted our thumbnail, right? Our thumbnail was Uptober with everything going on in crypto. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, my portfolio sucks, man. It was bad, man. It was like, look one day and look 24 hours later, you're like, wait a minute, who got into my account and stole some money here? It was like, what is going on? So what are you laughing at?
Bruh.
Bruh. Did I say that? Bruh? It sounded like I said that, huh? It was pretty bad, right?
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
I mean,
So what'd you do, Billy? Did you buy?
yeah, I mean, I bought some Bitcoin, mostly because fear and greed. It wasn't in the teens, but it when it gets down there, like that, I got to buy a little more Bitcoin. That's just what I do. But it hurt. I mean, look, like that day before, what Solana hit like 250 or real close to it on some indexes, exchanges. And it was like, wow, I looked and I was like, wow, this thing is really popped. And then the next thing you know, the next day, like Solana took a beating, man. It took a beating.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up. Yep. Slowly, my boomer butts keeps pulling up the wrong one. But let's see this.
Well, just to give Billy some credit, he had a computer restart that made him all his prep. He had to pull back up, and he did it real quick on the fly, so you can see it there. Good job, Billy.
Yeah, right before I started the stream, everything went away. But can October bullish history overcome a 400 billion drawdown? Trump tariff shock and looming 22 billion options expiring, testing fragile support. So like it's in the news, guys. It's in the news. Crypto lost 400 billion in market value from September 18th to the 26th, pressured by liquidations, fading ETF inflows. We're going to look at that too, and just a hawkish macro signal. So you had the Fed lower rates. And remember, before the rates were lowered, what was everybody saying? Oh, we get the Fed to lower rates, and we're gonna boom. It always happens just the opposite of what people think. It's like when you think it's baked in, it's not baked in, and then when you don't think it's baked in, it is baked in. And it's hard to get ahead of it. But Bitcoin slipped from its August high of 124,128 to about 109, while Ethereum retreated 22% from its 4,945, almost $5,000 peak. October's bullish history, though, of 21% average gains faces challenges from Trump's new tariffs and the 22 billion in quarterly options that will be expiring. And analysts outline recovery, retracement, and consolidation scenarios with the support around 101 to 112. We'll have DDT bust the chart. I know a lot of my trading friends were looking at that 108, 108.5 support line. And then where are we going from there? For me personally, I'm in the camp of on the weekly, if we break the 50-day moving average on the weekly, then I'm in the camp that we are going to the bull run's over. And in Alex O's show last week, he had put a poll up and asked everybody to answer. And my answer was I was 51% thinking that the top was in. So that's out there in the interwebs, just my own worthless opinion. That's just how I'm playing it myself. But that's not for altcoins, right? That was for Bitcoin top. That's what it was. So is the top in? I don't know the answer to that. I do think October is going to be good, but I'm like anybody else. It's just based on historical stuff. I don't have a crystal ball. I told Alex that I don't have a crystal ball. So I told him we'd have to use Piper's crystal ball on that kind of stuff because I don't have a crystal ball. So, but with that said, what's coming up in October? What do you think about all of that, Redman? What's your thoughts on the whole Uptober?
Yeah, so I was looking at some analysts on Twitter, and they were saying that the end of September, a lot of people are selling because taxes are due in October. So that could be. I don't know for sure or not. I didn't look at the blockchain transactions or the analytics on that, but that could be a case that people are selling off. Institutions are selling off for taxes. So I think we do get a bounce in October. And matter of fact, Billy, do we want to go over this now, or you want to wait for that chart that I sent you in the chat?
Well, you can hit it now if you want.
Let me see if I
Let
can
me
bring
ask
it.
you, Red. So October, I thought taxes weren't due until April. Is that something changed, or are we talking two different things?
Yes and
Your
no.
extension.
So yeah, so a lot of people, Jimmy's right. So a lot of people, they do, and institutions do this as well, is they'll file an extension, and that extension's usually up in October. So October is when the next round of taxes are due, basically.
And this is from last year.
So this is from this year.
Correct.
Well, yeah, for last year's taxes. Yes.
Hold on. We have a new Alexandra G, our famous best mod out there in the world, right? Says, hey, there's is it Damien's YouTube channel? I don't know Damien, but hey, we are certainly shill your YouTube channel. If Alexandra G says, hey, this is somebody to follow, everybody go and click on that and try to subscribe to Damien. It's got to be a good guy, right? If Alexandra G's sharing it. So love to help you out any way we can. Sorry, Redman, but that's what we're all about. Givers game, baby.
Yeah. Hola, Damien. I don't know who she's talking about, but
I have popped into his stream.
we'll have to check it out.
I haven't been there enough to really know his quirks or anything, but I have been in there a couple times as a lurker.
Yeah. So if you look at the historical chart for Bitcoin, and let me see if I can bring this over here. So are you guys? Let me get myself out of the screen too.
If you could shrink yourself down a little bit,
Yeah.
Pull you up.
So here you go. I'll raise this up a little bit so you can get it better. If I can. Oh, I guess I can't. Okay. So normally October is plus 21.89% in the green. And that usually comes after a pretty nice sell. And it looks like we were green for September at 7% because we were so red, I guess, in October. So, October looks like it's shaping up. I mean, I only see 2 red months for October since 2013. So chances of getting a green October, very good, Billy. If historical data has anything to say about what's going to go on the next couple of months in a post-halving year. So
and the truth is, I mean, just back to all-time high, right? It's $14,000 from here.
Right.
So we've got a lot of room to make a lower high, a lot of room. And so October technically could be really green with still a lower high, and Billy still be correct with the top set at 125.
Yeah. And the buying opportunities that October presented, the buying opportunities that October presented, or September presented are going to be great for October, right? Because it could be, yeah. It's all speculation. It's not financial advice, but yes, these levels are a much better buy than what they were in September. So I believe people are looking at that. The smart money's looking at that, and they're licking their chops right now. So it could be in October is a pretty good chance of happening.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Jimmy Jim? Uptober.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back at the charts, I mean, 21 about this time we had a 25% pullback. So I think, yeah, I mean, between new tariffs and tax time and all of that, people are prepping in September historically for those reasons. So I mean, I do not believe the top is in myself. I think that comes probably in 2 more months.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It is a tough one. I'm playing it a little more conservative because calling the top doesn't really matter to me, right? In other words, I'm not selling my Bitcoin. So it doesn't matter. But I'm playing the rest of my investment thesis is that I think the top's in, which that doesn't really impact the altcoin season, right? Because if the top happens to be in, altcoin season is going to be here. And so calling it and playing it conservative to me is the macro best play for my personal situation, financial situation right now. For other people might not be, but so
and there's creators like Frankie Candles, right? That he'll warn you because people will get scared when we're dropping like this, right? Now we're down to 110 and maybe we go down to 105. People are talking about really credible people, but that's not when you sell. Wait for it to bounce. Even if the top is in, you're at least going to get a dead cat bounce that should bring you back up into that 50%, 60% golden pocket area. Then you can sell if the top is in. That's what, so Frankie warns, don't get too scared whenever we come down like this, even if the top is in. If the top is in and it's a strong top, then we have to go back and retest. We don't have to retest the exact top, but somewhere in that 50% or a little bit above that is a good retest spot. And if the top is in there and your indicators are showing you the money flow's not recovering, hey, if you're one of the guys that have to get out, that's your time, at least on Bitcoin. Like Billy was saying, this doesn't mean anything for alts yet.
Right. And because it really, nobody knows. Like nobody knows if the top. I don't know. I'm just, with everything I do know about my own situation, I look at it and say, it's probably it's so close. It's like the hopium in me, my degen side of myself wants to believe that 140-ish. We've said it before, like the 140-ish is probably going to be where the top could be. But for how I'm playing my cards, it's like it's there, but it really doesn't change. So like if somebody says, well, we know for a fact the top's at 142, and that was the case, I might be a little bit more aggressive, but for the most part, where my aggression is right now is with altcoins, because I already, I did buy a little more Bitcoin on the dip. And I'm going to keep buying Bitcoin. I'm just going to keep DCAing into Bitcoin myself. But sorry guys, I did jump right over our crypto bubbles and our market update. So sorry, I've been off for a couple. Like Dave said, I used up all my vacation, so I'm a little rusty. So Redman, you ready to go into the bubbles?
Let's go. Let me get myself out of the way here.
Man, had some interesting bubbles behind him before.
Another thing
longer.
Another thing to take into account too, Billy, just before I get this started, is the Fed rate cutting cycle. We just started it again, so that cycle is just beginning. So the bull run that's going to happen in Q4 could be extended, but that's not financial advice. That's just a thought that I have. Anyways, I'll get out of the picture here, and as you guys can see, the bubbles on the hourly are green for the most part. We got pump.fun is up 4.6%. It's up 1 spot to number 53, market cap of 2.11 billion. That's pump.fun. We got IP Story did a short on this last week. It's up 2 spots to number 39, AI Play sitting at $9.31. Market cap 2.92 billion. This thing is doing pretty good. For the monthly, it's up 56.2% for the month. We don't have a year registered just yet. Flares up 2% in the hourly. Hype. Now, Hype took a lot of, took a lot of grief this week. They were down quite a bit to $45, but it looks like they've recovered, and the volume's coming back in. We're at $46.86, sitting at rank 13. Market cap is 12.69 billion. That's for Hyper Liquid. IMX. This is one does very well in the bull market, does horrible in the bear market, but very good in a bull market. And today in the hourly, it's up 2.5%. It's up 3 spots to number 65. Market cap 1.53 billion. That's immutable IMX. Let's go on to the daily here. The daily. Okay, we got some newcomers. I like seeing newcomers and big green bubbles here. We got Aether. It's up 3 spots to number 99. Finally cracked the top 100. Good job to the Aether people. It's up 8.4% on the daily. Sitting around 6.5 cents, $783 million market cap. That's Aether. That is cloud. It's decentralized cloud computing. Let's go on. We got Zcash here, an oldie but goodie. Zcash up 101% for the year. Congratulations to the Zcash people. It's up 56 spots to number 82. It cracked the top 100 here this last week. Congratulations to the Zcash people. This is Plasma. We'll go into a little bit about this coin here in the show. It's down 8 spots, number 46. Not to worry, though. $2.63 billion market cap. It's sitting at $1.42, down 8 spots, like I said. Let's see if there's anything else in here that's notable. We got OG. That's another newcomer. Sitting at $3.79. I haven't done any research on this coin, but it's up 5.3% for the daily, sitting at $809 million market cap. Let's see, GT, which is the Gate.io coin. This exchange coin. We usually don't spend too much time on these coins. Sitting at $16.46. Is up 2 spots to number 55. $1.9 billion market cap. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Maker. Oh, look, Maker's showing some strength here. It's up 4.4% for the day. DeFi making a comeback. We'll have to see. All right. Let's see what else we got for the weekly. For the weekly, as you know, everybody's portfolio has been taking a hit. This is what Billy was referring to. It's been an ouch type of weekly here. We got MYX is going against the grain. Wow, up 53.8%. We talked about that last week and all the fraud surrounding that coin. Up 21 spots to number 40 for MYX Finance. Aster, everybody can't stop talking about this coin. It's up 11 spots to number 37. It's a $3.10 billion market cap, sitting at $1.87. Looks like it's on a little downtrend here on the weekly for Aster. Let's see here. We got Mantle. Mantle's up 13.5%. Mantle RWA play up 2 spots to number 26, $5.77 billion market cap. Congrats to the Mantle people. Let's see what else is notable. I mean, there's some, you got your fast token in there. Wow, look at this thing just dropped off a cliff. A lot of
portfolio.
Yeah, reminiscent to the Mantra token. Wow, just dropped off a cliff, sitting at $2.13, down 26 spots to number 87. That's your fast token. Sorry to the fast token people, but man, that's a heck of a drop there. Yep. WorldCoin's down 12.3%, down 38.7%. Been kind of hard to hold this token over the last year, down 40%. Sui down 10% for the week. Sui down 1 spot. I don't think it'll stay here. I think Sui's got a lot of upside to it. It's still up 94.8% for the year. Let's see here. Anything else? Let's go to the monthly. Nothing really notable. meme core. I think Billy went over this a couple of weeks ago. It's up 359% for the month. It's up 57 spots to number 32. $4.04 billion market cap for a meme token. Yeah, exactly. ETH-Fi. This I'd pay attention to ETH-Fi. Up 29 spots to number 94. I think it's legit. $818 million market cap for ETH-Fi. Looks like you can find it pretty much anywhere. Pretty much anywhere you can find ETH-Fi. All right. So, yep, that's pretty much all I got for you guys.
Uh-oh.
I'll send it right back over to you.
Alexandra G. gifted 5 memberships. You are the best, girl. Thank you. And Joe, thanks for forwarding all of your community over to our stream. I did see that. Wanted to say thank you. While we're saying thank you, let's just say hello again to chat. JR, good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. Steve Hickey, finally, good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Mike V, good to see you. Who else did we miss from the last hellos? I said
Burke, Crypto Badell.
Burke. Badell's in here. Great. Burke's mad at me. I got to get my miners are sitting right there. 1 or 2 of them went offline. I unplugged them, said I was going to go back in, get them back online, and I got to get them back online. So, Burke, I'm on it. And by the way, Burke, if you want to come on, just let me know. Jimmy and his doggone.
That wasn't me.
Smoke. Who's doing it?
I think that was Red.
Jimmy, it's got to be
Redman
Jimmy.
doing it now, or is it real?
Me.
It's probably real now, right? But lost my train of thought. Anyways, Burke, if you wanted to come on, Burke's got a cool little project he's working on. So if you want to come on, Burke, sometime, let me know. I think the audience would love that Casper coin stuff. So let me know.
Smart contracts are live on Casper.
We also have Crypto Caveman, Crypto Coin Mindset. We got Keith in the house. Who else? Green Day Profits has joined us. Meet Damien. Of course, we talked about that earlier. We got Trade Nutrition Joe, of course. You know that. Steve Hickey. So Mike V, welcome all.
Yeah. Tony, you ready to do the market update?
Let's go. Well, Redman covered quite a bit of our tokens earlier, which is great. And we're looking at the total market cap of 3.82 trillion, down quite a bit, obviously, from our 4 trillion market cap a while back. Although we are still looking for, what are you looking at, Billy? 20 trillion market cap. I don't know if it's going to be by the end of the year, but we're going to be.
Oh, not 20 trillion. 7 trillion.
6-7 trillion. Okay, 20 trillion someday. Well, I mean, that's why I asked the question. So,
okay.
Anyways, we're down quite a bit. Obviously, it's up a little bit, probably on the daily, but we're, had that big dip. Billy's eyes went like this with his Solana trades, and many of us got hit with that. So, are you hodling or are you buying the dip or both? And there's a poll in the chat. You can check that out. Fear and greed. Here, let me jump to my fear and greed.
Wow, look at fear and greed. That's so crazy.
34. Last week we were at 48, and now we're down at 34. Yesterday we were at 34 as well. I thought it dipped lower. Looks like extreme fear was quite a bit lower here. The extreme fear maybe was down to 32 yesterday. So a large drop from last week, obviously. And just like we thought it might go up, when everybody's thinking it might go up, it goes down a little bit. And
let's talk about that, Billy. So if the fear goes sub 20 right now, and we're still above 100K, what does that mean for 100K being the bottom?
Well, my personal opinion, and again, guys, there's no, I'm just like you, right? I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm not in the camp. Like, we all know Bitcoin can do anything. We all know that anything is possible with Bitcoin. I'm not a believer that we're ever going to see $30,000-$40,000 Bitcoin ever again. Now, I could be 100% wrong. But the way I'm invested, the way I'm thinking about things is I don't think we'll ever see $30,000, $40,000 Bitcoin again. Now, anything could happen, a black swan, and it's never good to say never, right? Or always, right?
Right.
But I don't know, but I'm going to be investing as if anything in that $60,000 range, I am going to be buying every bit that I can at that number.
Yeah,
Like,
Piper said 58K.
Yeah, 50, the high 50s, low 60s. I'm thinking like I'm buying, just like in 21 when I unleashed in 22 was when it got down to 16.5. I didn't know if that was the bottom. And it wasn't the bottom, right? It went down. It went down to what, 15.7, something like that, 15.6, 15.7, depending on what exchange you were on. But at 16.5, I'm like, yeah, this is, for me, this is going to be what I'm going to consider the bottom. And that's going to be the new way. If it gets to that 58, 60,000, I'm personally going to be viewing that the bottom. And guess what, man, it could go to 38 and I could be dead wrong. Right. But that's the way I'm going to play it for my own bags. So I don't know. I could be way off on that too. What if Bitcoin doesn't get ever down to 70 anymore? I could be way off. Right. So
Right.
got to play it by what your own logic and the charts and your own economical historical sense tells you, man. That's the way I'm doing it. Sorry, Tony, go ahead, man.
You're fine. So on the 24-hour low, we had 109,236 Bitcoin. On the 7-day, we're down 3.95%. I think everybody's seen a little bit of a recovery on the daily. Just about all the coins have kind of following Daddy Bitcoin's stance. And so let's go to our real world assets, which we'll be talking a little bit about real world assets this coming Tuesday on our space. So join us, of course. So the tokenized market cap of real world assets is at 2.52 billion, down just slightly. You can see it's following the trend just as everything else is. Top issuers, Tether Holdings, and you have Paxos and Ondo. I think last week we're gonna have to start tracking that. I think Ondo was at 10% last week. It's at 11.5 as far as holdings of tokenized market cap assets, and then 94% of them being on the Ethereum network. And then you have Hyper EVM, you have Solana, XDC. Really, Solana is a second place in 4.8%. But gold still trending as the top tokenized asset right there. And then you have NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, all the big name brands you would imagine tokenized. And you can buy tokenized assets or tokenized stocks on TooBit, our sponsor on our XSpace as well. So if you want to jump in that competition, then you can check out some of the other things that TooBit has to offer. But it's been a fun ride. Look at that. Tesla's up 4% over the, what? I don't know what time frame change that is, but it's up 4%. I don't see a time change here. I'll dig into that, make sure I share that next time. We were also looking
real quick, Tony, while you're resetting to that piece of the chart. Everybody drop your otters in the chat. We have Alex O Crypto in the house, my buddy from Canada. Go ahead.
One of the hardest working men in crypto is my favorite, Alex O Crypto. I've never met a more honest, transparent, loving personality. Givers gain, otter gang. Billy Goat Tails loves you, Alex O.
There we go.
There we go. So our CMC altcoin season, we are down obviously from 69 last week. Yesterday was 62, so we're trending back upward. Just as everything else is kind of trending back upward. Maybe we're having a bounce. I don't know if the audience would like to see some of the trading bot stuff. Obviously, I've been telling you that I've been working with some trading bots. I am using TooBit for one of them, my Ethereum bot, but I've got a Bitcoin that I started on Apex, thanks to Patricio, our member of our Billy Goat Tails crew. He kind of walked me through some trading or some how to set up these trading bots. I don't know if the audience would like to see that. If you would put a 1 in the chat and let me know, and I can put that up here pretty quickly. If not, we can maybe do that another time later on.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Franklin Templeton.
Coca-Cola.
I'm Donald Trump.
The black dog has no spot.
Ark Invest.
That's what Billy tells me whenever I send him a text with like no context, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" He says the black dog has no spots.
Yeah.
You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word. China.
All right, I got 2 1s, Billy. I'm going for it.
Okay, go ahead, Tony.
Fake news.
Fake news, fake news. So here's a daily Bitcoin chart. This is my bot down here that I've set up. I've got a price range of 98,000 to 120, and it purchases every so often. You can see the different buys and sells. So whenever Bitcoin drops, it'll buy a little bit. Whenever it goes back up, it sells a little bit. And right now, I've been in this for, I think at the top, Dave showed me last time it shows me when I started it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I started it right here on the 16th of September, and I'm already up 31%. I've got quite a bit of low liquidity, or excuse me, low. I think the stop or the liquidation is like at 67,000. So I've got a lot of room for this to run up and down, and so I continue to
say that so casually. You say it so casually. You just told us in 16 days you're up 31%. Am I correct?
Yes. And look, I know it seems like hogwash, but I've been following like a 28-day or almost a moon cycle of buying and selling, and some people say it's like the 60-day cycle, but that's when I've been setting in my trades. Pretty much when there's a new moon and it's high, I set the bot to run, and then 30 days later I cash out, and then I run it for another 30 days. So I've been seeing that. I don't know if there's any technical proof to how that works, but yeah, it is significant. It's only 10x leverage.
I think there's a very small number. If you take $100 times 30%, I think it's less than 30 times to get to $1 million.
There you go.
Gave 30% each time. So yeah, I mean, you're on a roll right there. That's pretty exciting.
I started with 275 in this account. When I set this, I was at 529 when I started this round. So from 275, I'm up significantly. Not financial advice. Do your own research. But thank you, Patricia, for helping me to set this up. It helps me to set it and forget it, so to speak. I'm not really setting it and forgetting. I'm making sure that there's a wide range that I'm not going to hit liquidation, and it's safe enough for me to let it run. So
yeah, and from $275 million, Tony, to $500 million, most people don't make that in their lifetime.
Yeah, $275 to $529, but yeah, I think it's worth what, 6 something now.
That's pretty
whatever
good.
it is.
That's actually really, really good. Tony,
So that's all for the trading bots.
Well, we
today.
got to hit the introduction button for our man on the charts, DDT.
DDT is coming in the house.
What's going on, DDT? Welcome to the show.
DDT!
Evening. How's the levels? Everything okay?
Yeah, sounds good, man. I can hear you fine.
Little echo
Cool.
or little.
I'm on a new laptop. I've got boomer problems, so I don't know if it's set up right. It seemed a bit laggy. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hope everyone's well. Not been up to too much. Kind of obviously just waiting for price to settle a bit. But yeah, I have shared my screen for now.
We got you, bro.
Not really too much. I think as we get closer to a bottom, you would find, I think you guys have mentioned it, that people become a lot more fearful. So for me, the main thing here is obviously to look for a bottom now and look for a low to kind of long, like a better low. My chart, I don't know. Yeah, you're just busy flipping screens. So kind of on the weekly, I wouldn't say there's actually too much. Yes, we've got some bearish divergent price action on the weekly. Money flow still flat and not trending out. So nothing for me to kind of be worried about. Obviously, we've got the red dot, which just means just kind of ebb a bit, which more than likely will give us a bit of a downtrend. But also as well, the red dots even they're subsequent to price action, right? So obviously most indicators, they're reactive to price action. So for the most part here, obviously the red dot is post the fact. So obviously we have come down quite a bit anyway from 124, and kind of this second or third weekly red dot from almost all-time highs really printed. So by that, not a lot to really report on. That's kind of concern. So
Yeah, your mic is
neatened up my charts quite a bit.
Is that just on my end, everybody?
No, his mic sounds like it's breaking up pretty bad. He's coming in and out.
You're coming in and out, DDT. It just
may have to reset that and try it again.
Let me just go into settings. Let me just quickly go into settings. Is that better?
Yeah, let's roll with it. Let's
see. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. It's just audio codecs, or whatever you call it. Technology.
Yeah, man.
So hopefully that's better. Just give me a shout if I need to go back into settings and fix that up. So on the daily, obviously all-time high came down. Literally did a rotation of this whole volume profile as price went down. Obviously money flows come down on the daily. Money flows flipped red. We had a dead cat, or what we can now see as a dead cat bounce post the fact at 107,200. Back into a Fibonacci pull, back into the POC of the range. Volume profile theory, auction market theory. When you lose value and price is going to continue bearishly, you either would bearishly retest the value area low, which is here at 113.3, or in this profile, or 117.9. So Fibonacci golden pocket, that's where we bearishly diverged. But still, as well, as we were coming up, we had a fake out on money flow. So money flow flipped green and then obviously back to red. So for the most part, I think this was kind of a bull trap just up here into this POC, 117.9, 118. And now obviously money flows back to a red wave on the daily, still coming out. It's curved up a bit now. The momentum waves, specifically, obviously, because of the sell-off, has been quite aggressive. I think on Wednesday, Thursday, we had quite a bit, and even here, we had quite a bit of a big sell-off. Momentum waves are curving now on the daily, at least. So this hopefully will be a little bit another relief rally. It's just that for the most part, the 4-hour money, not the 4-hour, the 4-hour market structure for me is kind of what will determine, and yes, money flow as well. In line with that will determine for me whether and how far up we come. So all I'm really looking at now is where we bounced from, which is not that one, it is this one. So with the 107.2 bounce, we obviously had this volume profile here, and we've literally done, we've come back and tagged the like 108.5, 108.6, we've come back and tagged the value area high. So, and obviously as well, if you're pulling a Fibonacci here, it's like an 886, it's such a deep retracement, so it doesn't really look bullish at all. So it's looking like a dead cat bounce in this instance, or a retrace up for another lower high. What I am looking at specifically is obviously money flow needs to turn around to kind of give me some inclination that price may flip bullish. Going into the generally as well, I think Jeff Redman was saying that, or did allude to the fact that obviously September is generally bearish. That's basically what's happened. We've had a red September, Uptober, whatever, Bulltober, whatever you want to call it. Generally, kind of if the 4-year cycles and kind of all that malarkey aligns, then we should hopefully get a bullish October. There's obviously a few things like Jeff was alluding to. So things like the rate cuts, Fed money printing, whatever you call it, all of that kind of economic and macro stuff could kind of obviously move the market up. So kind of just on Bitcoin, obviously key levels to hold now is still this kind of 107. You can call it 107.2, kind of here where we bounced from initially. So the kind of where I have this PM5, where I have the value area high at 108.2, that's kind of my zone now for it to kind of must bounce. And obviously there's still a key, the Fibonacci pull is so it's still kind of that level is kind of the key support or support zone in my opinion. And then we have now, because you've now dropped out of this volume profile, the only kind of retrace level I'm looking for now is in here. So the Fibonacci is pulled from the top at 118 down to the current low at 1083, 1084. So kind of this zone is where I'm maybe thinking we might get a bearish retest for another lower high. So market structure is still putting in lower highs and lower lows. If you're looking at it on the 4 hour, it's a kind of downtrend. Generally, money flow is not supporting a very bullish move back up at this point. That could change. We just need some kind of big money coming back in or some bullish news to kind of get the hopium back up and get people going again. So yeah, so for now, kind of Bitcoin, we could look lower. So are the 1075 to 182 and the kind of local resistance just above us between say 112 and 113. Dave, I think, alluded it to kind of the 105. So I've got like between 102 and 10. It's just looking at the profile below us. So now basically what we've done is we've held the value area high in the POC of this range. If we fall down into this range now, the kind of the next target, and this is obviously a different. Why is that fib? That fib pool is funny. I think this is on the daily. On the daily, it pulls so obviously the volume changes.
What do we see first?
For me, I think we're going to get cat bounce at this point, and I'm saying up at this point. My inclination is obviously we've got a bit too overbought, oversold. Sorry, but for me to
I'm losing him. Anybody else hear him clear?
Generally,
breaking up.
The play for us will kind of hand frame. I'll come back. Sorry.
Yeah, it's chopping on.
So yeah,
DDT. It's like we hear you good, and all of a sudden it just silence, and then it comes back.
I don't know what's happening. Let me just turn everything off then. More audio effects.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
Is that better?
Excuse me.
Is that better? I've literally got no. Not working.
Gee, let me hear you, man. Dave's playing with the controls back there.
I can hear him a little bit now.
I don't know if I'm working now. So I've literally
That
got
sounds
no
Can you
settings
hear him,
on
chat?
my mic. It's just like
Like
Give
you're
us a
far
one
away.
in the chat if you can hear DDT. I hear you a little bit more now.
yeah, I've taken out like echo cancellation and a few other settings I had on, so now it's just kind of raw audio.
It sounds good.
Dave,
DDT raw.
I'm thinking basically a retrace anywhere between say 111 and 113, kind of where we are now, maybe a little bit more of a push up, and then kind of the key level. It's not ideal that we might triple or double bottom here at 107, 108. So that's generally not a good feel for me. And if anything, I'm probably thinking we do a full rotation here back at the threes. Line in the sand for me on Bitcoin, or kind of the next key support zone. If we lose, 107, 500. So I'm just kind of keeping it simple and just following these two macro profile pools that we've had kind of on the move up. So yeah, in a nutshell for me, kind of what I'm looking at for the most part.
Nice. Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, I think like you're saying, I think we have a lot of resistance. I have it at 113.5, so right around an anchored VWAP that I have. Yeah, and then
yes, you do have anchored VWAPs, and there's also a naked point of control up here as well, daily naked point of control, 113.502. So there's a few resistance levels. This 113 to 113.5 is kind of going to be the level to get back above. If we get back above, what I would probably like to happen there is to see the 4 hour money flow flip green as we're coming back above that value area low. That kind of lines in with how we gauge whether price will continue and do another full rotation back up of the volume profile or lose a level. So when you fall back into a profile, obviously money flow flips red below a value area high, you would expect kind of the way that the auction market theory works that you would rotate all the way to the value area low. So kind of the the scenario here is if we reclaim 113, I want to see 4L money flow on markets alpha B flip green as we're doing that to kind of show the momentum move. But the daily, the only thing with the daily is I know a lot of markets alpha B traders are generally rather expecting for a daily bullish divergence, a very high bullish divergence for the continuation, kind of, and that to be the low before like the last parabolic leg, and that specifically just with the way it's looking at the moment would be something like this. Could be something like that, right? Because obviously we're about to get a green dot, and then you obviously can do something like that, kind of just say. So anywhere in the profile between 102 and basically 105 is probably the zone, give or take, where that I would expect it to present based on current price action. Yes, that can change, but based on current price action, I would expect 102 to 105 is kind of a zone of price action where I would think that if we are going to set the low for October, early in October, that's going to be kind of the zone in my kind of opinion based on currently what's happening with price.
Fair enough.
All right, DDT, thank you, man. We appreciate it. We got several topics to get to today. So
sorry about the tech issues. I just don't know what's going on.
It's okay, man. New equipment. Trust me, if you would have been with us before the stream started, I had my own issues. So I get it, man. We appreciate you, brother. Okay. Feel free to hang out.
I'll hang around and try and problem shoot.
There you go. There you go, man. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can share my screen. Well, look, is Bitcoin going down to 102? Is it going down to the 90s, Dave? I don't know. Again, anytime Bitcoin goes down, it's just a good opportunity to buy a little bit more, even if it's $5, man. I mean, it's like, that's just the way I look at it. So, one of the takeaways that I'm going to take away from this 4 years, compared to the last 4 years, is I'm just going to continue to buy more Bitcoin. Like, that was my takeaway last cycle, was I got to buy more Bitcoin, and I did. But it's my takeaway this cycle too. I got to own more Bitcoin, man. Because, you know, the portfolio that I showed you guys, that was one of the wallets that was down, was because everything in there was altcoins. See? And so when you're owning more of Bitcoin, it really isn't going to matter if it goes down. You just buy a little bit more, because in the end, it's going to go back up. You just don't know that for sure with altcoins, right? So in Bitcoin's existence, you know that. Now, anything's possible. There does come a day where that doesn't become true, maybe, but how probable is that? It's very low probability. It's going to keep going up. So, man, I just got to keep reminding myself, just got to keep buying more Bitcoin, and not bank on any of these alts, because you just never know, right? I mean, look at Chainlink. Chainlink has gotten beat up. I mean, what's it down to? $20 now? I mean, yeah, we bought some in the bear at $7 or whatever, but what's it at, Dave?
Oh, I'm not sure exactly what it at, but I do remember just recently we bought at 11. It said 21.
Yeah, well, yeah, I bought it 7, 11, and it's at $21. But I know I also bought some at 25. That's part of what was in that bag too, was some Chainlink, because, you know, I do believe that Chainlink's a good protocol that's going to be tied to the new economy, the new financial system, and I think it's one to own. However, the regret is always the same, which is, if I took that X amount of dollars and bought more Bitcoin, I would just feel better about it, because I know that it's going to come back with a vengeance, right? Whereas some of these other ones, like we laugh, but, you know, like my Polkadot holding from last cycle, right? Yeah, right? When's that coming back? When's Polkadot coming back, right? Or when's Pole or Matic coming back, right? Or a lot of these.
I mean, the truth is, we see Ben Cowan going back to everybody and just saying hi. You know, we see it right now, and now we're starting to see everybody just coming back to Ben saying, you know what, guys, Ben was right. I was just being a bleep, and Ben was just right. And I just didn't want him to be right, but he's right. It's Bitcoin. And so it just makes sense. I mean, like what you're saying, it's Bitcoin. Of course, we want to take these other gambles, but Bitcoin's not a gamble anymore, it feels like.
Yeah. And Redman and I had this conversation months and months ago. It's like there's so many good opportunities, but really, if you want to build your wealth, just keep buying Bitcoin. And then where you want to be in your 10-year span, you're probably going to get way closer to that than trying to degen in on some of these altcoins. But
yeah, Billy,
yeah.
Billy, I was just explaining this to my mom and dad. You know, dad is not in the same boat. I mean, he's on board, but you know, my mom's bullish on Bitcoin. My dad, it takes a little while longer because he's used to looking at things like Ford, and he's used to looking at Amazon, and he's used to looking at stocks like Microsoft. And he looks at the Bitcoin chart and he's like, what is this? This thing fell 60-70%. And I go, yeah, well, you got to understand the Bitcoin cycles, and you got to understand when to get in and when to get out. And if you don't understand those points, you're not going to understand price volatility with Bitcoin. But you can buy the top Bitcoin, and you know, you have a pretty good chance, you have a pretty good thought that it's going to get back there or go higher than that in the next 4, 5, 6 years.
Well, the math and the history is on your side.
It's done that ever since its inception. It's done the same thing each time. It's retraced 60-70%, but it's gone right back to those all-time highs in a bull market. And you can't say the same thing about the alts. You know, they have another name for them. I'm not going to say them on this podcast, but yeah, there's a reason why they're called S coins.
Well, check this out. So over a year ago, I have family friends that they're retired. And so they have a nest egg, and they're doing pretty good, but they knew I was in Bitcoin and crypto. And so I gave the wife of I'm not going to name who they are, gave the wife the Bitcoin Standard. I said, read this. Once you read this, come back, we'll talk about Bitcoin. So she did. She was really excited. But the husband, my friend that shares your first name, he was like old school, right? This is all new stuff to him. He's not familiar with Bitcoin. He's old school, man, old school. He was a truck driver his whole life, independent truck driver, retired, and they had a significant sum, around $250,000 that they were trying to figure out what to do with, where to park this money. And they were asking me for some guidance with Bitcoin. She read the book, and in the end, and this was over a year ago, in the end, they decided not to go into Bitcoin and put it all into gold. Now, hey, I mean, it's pretty in their world. In their world, if you look at the last year, gold to Bitcoin, what outperformed Bitcoin? Gold did in the last, right? So it's not for everybody. Timing is everything, because if that was, say, 3 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever, their result wouldn't have been the same, right? So like Bitcoin's result would be the same. It does what it does, but gold, it's 5,000 years old, and it's at, a little under, what was it? 30, what's it at? 30. I haven't looked today, but 3,700. But gold is one of those things that, like, if somebody asked me, I would say you should have some gold. You should have a little gold. Just like I would say you should have some Bitcoin, right? But my point about that is that snapshot picture, when they decide to pull the trigger, they actually made a really good decision, and it's a traditional decision. And gold has really, really done well in the last over the last year, right? So it's really done well. So I guess what I'm saying is there's not like Bitcoin is a great store of value, but their time horizon is they probably got 20 years left in their mind, right? So they have this chunk of money where they're going to put it. They're not going to bank on new technology. It's too big of a learning curve for them. They're already retired. So they went with gold. They made a pretty good decision as far as the return on their investment proves that that was a pretty good decision. However, now that they've done so well, they're now willing to take a little bit of a gamble and get a little Bitcoin because they have done so well. So they grew their investment so much. And that's why I always say Bitcoin finds you when it's supposed to. It's not, you could say no to it. Probably all of us said no to it in the beginning. I know I did. And then later on you come back to it and it finds you when it's supposed to. Randy, Good to see you. Good to see you. Ivan's in the chat. Good to see you, Ivan. You remember Ivan, Tony, he started with us in DCA over there. Good to see you. Appreciate you guys stopping in.
I remember. What's going on, Ivan?
Yeah, a long time ago. So moving on, I do have another topic here. Boom, boom. So we wanted to talk a little bit just about the ETF. We're going to get into some ETF talk, of course, but sorry about these ads, guys. So Grayscale Fidelity, they add staking to the Solana ETF filings. This is going to be so important. And this isn't like brand new news, right? But this is the update. This is the update just happened Friday. Solana ETF issuers filed amended S1s with the staking feature with the SEC approval expected in 2 weeks. So guys, this is a game changer in my mind, because this whole concept of staking is a new concept to traditional TradFi, right? So it's not new to us in crypto staking, but it's new to the world to adopt it as a legitimate feature that you can utilize in traditional markets now via the ETFs. So Grayscale, Fidelity, and others updated it so that the ETF can accept legally the staking portion of if you want to stake Solana. I think that is such a paradigm shift, man. It's huge. SEC approval may come within 2 weeks due to the recent regulatory changes. And investor demand for Solana products is growing with the major inflows into US and European Solana-based funds. So Solana has been getting a lot of love. And on our end of it, we looked at Solana in the beginning, as that's where all the degen stuff is, the memes. And the memes have just taken off this cycle, right? At the beginning of this cycle, it was all memes, and it was just, and they created a wallet that was easy to use, user-friendly, fast, efficient, simple. It was all Solana that you could create a coin pretty quickly. I mean, you could do it on other chains too, but the mechanics of it just weren't well known. People didn't know really how to do that. Pumped up fun. They made that pretty simple and quick for people. You got all the degen stuff that go with that, of course, but when it comes down to it, Solana beat the masses, right? They went to the masses and they got the masses because of being user friendly. And I think some of these other blockchains could absolutely learn from that. But what do you think about this? How important do you think this is for the ETFs to have this new staking reward as part of the ETF? What do you think about that, Jimmy Jim?
I mean,
does he think it
definitely makes it more attractive.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
But do you know what kind of rates Is it just the standard?
I would
staking
think
rate?
you would have to go into like fidelities, like each one would have to have their own, what they're going to, it's just kind of like right now you could go on Coinbase and get whatever 10% for your Cosmos. So you can go over to this other platform, Kepler Wall or whatever, and you can get 14%, so I think it's going to be one of them, but to make it that it's legal now, like staking is not just like a crypto thing. It's going to become like this whole concept, and it's just a way of earning interest, right? But in traditional marketplaces, you had that one way, right? You earned interest, like on your bonds or your CDs or whatever. Staking, totally different. You get to get paid in the rewards of that coin or that token. That's pretty huge. So now if you don't want to play in the crypto game, if you're like my buddy that retired, but he wants to be exposed to it, he can buy the ETF. And by owning that ETF with that particular brokerage house, whatever the staking reward is just for owning it, then that's going to be what? The dividends, right? The old style dividends. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes that option, much more attractive for someone that doesn't want to be directly on chain. I wouldn't be opposed to throwing cash at something like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be opposed to it either. Randy, Emma, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you. What do you think about all this, Redman?
I think, it's that stamp of approval that the crypto ecosystem was looking for. When you have this SEC working with you instead of against you, man, that's so bullish. Obviously, we haven't been used to that. So seeing stuff like this come out is great. I'm trying to see what Super Grok says about the staking rewards here on this Salami ETF. I'm not seeing anything right now, but as soon as I can get something for you, then I'll let you know what it is. It looks like they're just waiting for the thing to actually be launched to see what kind of staking rewards it would have. But I'm pretty sure Solana is usually in the 20s or 70. Actually, right here it says yields typically 7 to 8% on Solana, could offset or exceed expense ratios with competitive economics for investors. So very bullish, very, very bullish. Solana gets an ETF. Any altcoin gets an ETF. Very bullish. Obviously, we're waiting on Doge, Cardano, Solana, XRP. So once those come to fruition, they get launched. Man, that's the stamp of approval that we're looking for.
Amen. Tony, you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, we got the Grayscale and Fidelity. They have their amended S1s. They got the on-chain staking adding, which is huge. It's a game changer, turning passive ETFs into yield machines. So, there's some regulatory, maybe rug pull risk looms. That's what there's some, on the opposite side of things. If the SEC delays and it dumps sold to 15% short term, and staking yields could underperform, but I think long term it's solid for portfolios. If people have allocations to ETFs, that means that more people can get access and exposure. So I think in the long term it's a big thing. I don't know how many coins are going to have ETFs in the end. I mean, are we looking at the top 100? Are we looking at the top 50? Is it almost like a NASDAQ or an S&P type, product? Will there be some ETFs that maybe have a combination of crypto? I think there's some that are trying to do a combination of multi-coin ETF type stuff. So, it's just a new ball game. I mean, the current financial system took a long time to develop into what it is. I think we're still early on the ETFs, and I don't think we fully have seen the impact. Just like it could change the 4-year cycle and other things on Bitcoin. Just the fact that there's an ETF and some of this money is flowing into it, it could happen in the other coins as well. I don't know that we'll see the bottoms like we have in the past, but all of that is up to the data. We won't know really until hindsight, right? but I think it's positive.
No, I do too. Coca-Cola.
I don't know where you're going with Coca-Cola, but
I was going to ask.
did I miss it?
Yeah, you were in the meeting, but apparently it didn't resonate with you.
Yeah, I missed it. So chat, help me out.
No. Chat wasn't in the
Oh,
meeting.
that tastes good.
Coca-Cola.
Chat wasn't in the meeting, Tony.
Oh yeah, Coca-Cola. You want to sponsor us, Coca-Cola?
There you go.
I'm clicking. Hey, there we go. See, I was listening. I just had to dig back into the reserves.
That's
Bring
right.
it
Oh, I'm
forward.
just now getting it. Say it again. I see what you're doing there, Billy. Coca-Cola.
There you go.
But see, I don't
Range
think
Rover,
chat-
Range Rover, bro. Range Rover.
Range Rover.
Community. I don't think chat understands what it is. So maybe Dave, you need to explain it to chat because for a second I'm like, what is Billy doing?
Oh
I
no,
didn't
we
even
don't
catch
want.
it
No,
either.
no. We
I
don't
was
want to let
slipping
the
it
cat
in.
out of the bag,
Oh,
Dave.
okay. You have to be on the inside Discord member only
Fort Knox.
to get it.
Fort Knox. You know Fort
It's
Knox.
token gated. All right, token gated information right there.
Token gated.
Hey,
It's
hey.
weekend at Billy's gated.
Token gated on the Ethereum network as one of the greatest networks of all time, the Ethereum network.
One of the
DMs
biggest,
are open, Vitalik.
the biggest for sure, right? The most used for sure. Let's before we move into our next topic. Well, DDT, I don't know if DDT has the Solana chart pulled up. Just before we move on,
There he is.
DDT,
This one getting a little move.
you have the Solana chart.
Is there.
Chart is
I
there.
can pull it up.
Let me see if I can put it up there. Got to remove this one there. There we go.
So what's your thoughts on Solana, DDT?
It's weird. I think all the throttling and the issue with my tech issues so Solana, obviously it's come down into this 188 to 190
He's still
zone.
chunking out on us.
Yeah, volumes are the sound's still not good. I'll have to try that again.
Oh God.
Let's just see.
Here, I can pull up Solana real quick.
Yeah, pull up Solana,
So
Dave.
Bitcoin, it's now come back in, and it is, yeah, it kind of only real key levels I was watching again were I was kind of watching in this zone because there's a local profile here if it loads.
What is happening?
So for now, it's come back into the small profile on the side. And it's actually looking a lot better than Bitcoin because it's still got green money flow. I presume this would have been a come on.
Look at that drop, man. Gosh.
Fibonacci pull hit a 786. So it dropped basically into the 786 of the low at like 170, give or take, up to the 250-ish. My chart is a bit messy, but for the most part, it is looking a lot better. I think it's still had the weekly. It's still had the weekly green dot when everything loads. Weekly red dot. Yeah, it's still had the weekly red dot, and also as well, this is probably a worse red dot to get because it's at the top of the momentum wave. Just
you're breaking up.
Yeah, that's not working, Darren.
You're breaking up, Darren.
Most ideal, but obviously.
Yeah, he's breaking up pretty bad.
Yeah, he is breaking up. Let me I can pull it up real quick behind me. It's similar to what he was looking at, maybe just a little bit different. You can see I have Solana back over here. Like he was saying, we did hit those lows, but while we were down in this area, we were able to put in a slight bull dip down here. And so I took the entry up here. And so I like Solana right now. I'm thinking that we're going to at least go back to retest the 786 golden pocket area. So I'm looking at 230 at 230-ish area.
Yeah.
But you've got to be real careful because you've got to have some resistance here. and we may not get that high. So you definitely have to keep an eye on it, and then pull out if it comes time. He was saying that we already had a 786 here, but if I pull it, I've got this whole area here on the higher time frames from
Can
this
you make
bottom.
yourself a little smaller so I could see that?
It should be right
Yeah, okay.
there. Yeah, it's over on this side. That's an old trade, but yeah, it can take me off. I'll let Billy.
I didn't know if that was easy or simple there.
Yeah, so if you look here, so I pulled the fib from here to here, and I've got this. We just barely tapped into the golden, the 618, and we haven't even hit 6.5 or 786 yet. I've got a WNPOC in that area, so Solana could definitely go lower, but I'm trying to play it, a little bit of hopium for a higher low, or for a lower high, and then come back down to those areas. That's what I'm looking at on Solana. But it could definitely just stop right where it's at and go back down and go back to what it was doing. Because I don't, like Frankie would tell you, he doesn't like it when we just barely tippity tap into a golden pocket area. It's better to go into that thing and maybe even a little past it into that 786 and then bounce. It's just a little bit sus when we just do the tip.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for it to go back to retrace like 197, and then I was going to jump in with a nice trade, but it didn't. I didn't get that opportunity. Once I saw it, I've been waiting patiently, but I haven't.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to start setting your alerts, Billy, because we got down to 192, 191.
Yeah, but what day was it? When was that?
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday at 3.
So yeah, like I was thinking after the drop, I was gonna watch it. I know it was after Tuesday. It's like Thursday or Friday. I said, okay, if it gets to 192, or 197, I mean, but it never did, and I was like, doggone. But yeah, man, I do got to get a lot more better using those alerts. Sometimes, as I've told you on the side, I leave my trades open. Not financial. I leave my trades open, and I'm watching them, but then I get interrupted, and I got to get more rigid with that for sure. All right, well, let's what was the next thing? Let's hit let's tell everybody about our books. We got the new book coming out, but let's hit the book promo, and we'll tell everybody about the next book coming in first quarter. Yeah. So we have, most of we have our 2 children's books on Amazon, and we're writing the 3rd one, which we are going to start talking more and more about it in the 4th quarter. And it's going to be written by our very own Jimbo Fett. And so you're going to start hearing a little bit more about that as we get closer to like Thanksgiving, Christmas time. So that we can make sure that you all can get yourself a copy of the 3rd Billy Goat Tales children's book. So we're excited about. Love touching kids' lives, teaching them to get out of the system and get into Bitcoin so they can be financially free and get off this fiat standard that we're currently on, and do it at a nice young age to hopefully change their lives forever. And if we can just contribute to that in the smallest way, we are helping humanity and helping the world, and doing it through helping children. So loving that. You excited about that, Jim?
Yeah, man. It's been a long time coming. Still got some finishing touches, but yeah, we're going to be ready.
It's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait. Yeah. What do we got? That's normally like the super
We
chat.
got Hyper Academy emojis thanks to earlier when Alexandra G gifted those memberships. We were only 3 memberships away from our new emoji, and now we have a Piper Academy emoji, Billy. It's up and got approved.
Is there a way to see it?
Just look at the chat.
Well, if
Yeah,
you
I don't see
can't
it on mine.
from the StreamYard, you actually have to reset your YouTube window, and then it should pop up. I did a reset on mine, and now it pops up. Yep, Crypto Coin Mindset all set. Alexandra G, everybody's putting those emojis out there, so they're in the chat now. And if you just reset your YouTube screen or your whatever, then it should pop up.
Cool. I'm texting Piper right now. I'm texting Piper and letting him know right now. So that's awesome.
And Red had his hands up too.
Yep.
Everybody's got to keep their hands up so that Billy knows it's not doing those sounds.
Ain't me.
It ain't me.
It
Is
ain't me.
DDT in the background?
It ain't me. That's funny. All right. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to move on to our next little topic that we can talk about, which I'm going to pull up this. This is interesting. Let me pull. I know you guys can't see it. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it down. There we go. So have you guys heard about this? This is interesting. It's just another form of adoption, but SoftBank. And if you guys haven't checked out SoftBank, maybe that's one we should start saying, guys. SoftBank, go to their website, check out who they are, what they're doing. Tell me what you think. Because the more I'm learning about this bank, the more I like it. And we know ARK, right? So Catherine Wood. But it says SoftBank, ARK may back stablecoin giant Tether in massive funding round. The stablecoin issuer is seeking to raise 15 to 20 billion for 3% ownership, 3% stake in the company. ARK Invest and SoftBank are in discussions to participate.
With Coca-Cola.
With Coca-Cola. Now you're picking it up. So let me just jump down here. Tech Investor, SoftBank Group, and ARK are among the firms discussing participation in a major Tether fundraise that could value the stablecoin issuer at $500 billion, according to Friday's Bloomberg report. The two groups' interest follows 3 days after news that El Salvador-based Tether was looking to raise 15 to 20 for a 3% equity stake. Now, what does this mean? Well, for me, I think it's huge because not only do you have Tether, which is huge, but now you have SoftBank, traditional banking that's really into crypto, and of course, ARK Financial investing in really into crypto, all coming together. It's kind of like these are just more bullish signs and signals of mass adoption. And now, if I'm on and Tether, as you guys know, Tether's a very, very small company. For the amount of people that work there, to their 500 billion valuation, it's like crazy. Last I looked, and this probably changed. Somebody can Google it, fact check this. But the last time I checked on Tether, there was only like 30 people that worked there. It was a ridiculously low number at the time. And imagine being an employee for Tether. I mean, you're going to make some jack for sure because there's just not that many people that work there, and they're just a profit producing company like crazy. But to get into to buy into that company at 3%, that's pretty amazing, man. What do you think about that, Redman?
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw something on Twitter the other day. 1 billion more Tether coins were minted. There's massive growth. I mean, stable coins, we haven't even begun to see what stable coins are going to do to crypto yet. I mean, the Genius bill just got passed. Got to give it 6 months to a year before you actually see things the wheels starting to spin with stable coins. And as you all know, that's a trader's favorite, right? Traders love stable coins. They can get in and out of stable coins real quick. It's lightning fast. You don't have to worry about wire transfers or anything taking a whole bunch of time. So you're able to move money really fast. And the world loves that stuff. David Sachs loves that stuff. All the big institutions love fast money. So that's why stable coins are so popular. And they're going to continue to be so for a long time. There's a project I'm doing research on right now. It was built to move stable coins as fast as possible. And that's going to be the name of the game going forward. So yeah, Tether is massive. They also hired Bo Hines. Bo Hines was one of the crypto advisors for the Trump administration. So Tether got him to come on board. The CEO of Tether hired him. So we're seeing a lot of integration between institutions and crypto companies and government companies. So they're all intermingling, which means mass adoption is a lot closer than we think it is. That's what I'm looking at it. That's how I'm looking at it anyways.
I agree. What's your thoughts, Jim? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I'm looking at the same thing. SoftBank Group.
Yeah. SoftBank Group. Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're real heavy technology, AI investments, AI data centers.
Yeah, they're like the tip of the spear, man. It's incredible. The more I kind of went through their holdings and things, it's incredible, and I really was impressed because I really haven't. I think I heard about them 4 or 5 months ago, and then it's like, boom, here they are back in the news, and I think we're going to hear more about them. It's just a hunch, but I was going to say, Squirrel Shine Bob had that question. So look, think about this, guys. Tether, like if you're really OG in Bitcoin, you know that to buy any other coin after Bitcoin was created, you had to own Bitcoin. Thanks, Dave. You had to own Bitcoin to then transfer it to, say, Ethereum. You had to own Bitcoin. You just couldn't come in with dollars and buy Ethereum. You had to own Bitcoin, and that's where the pairs started, right? You had pairs beginning to start. So if you wanted to buy XRP, you had to have Bitcoin, and then you could swap it out for XRP, right? So the guy that said, "Oh, look, we need a stable coin. We need a coin that you can put from dollars to crypto and then buy whatever you want." Oh, think about that ingenious idea when crypto, the birth of Bitcoin, the birth of crypto. Like, this guy figured it out, man. And stable coins are, if you go and read about anything this past year, is like a huge market right now. So like, there's more stable coins, guys, than we even know. There's hundreds of stable coins out there. Now we know the big ones, right? We know Tether, USDC, we know some of the, but there's hundreds of stable coins out there now. Creations of stable coins have been just exploding because these governments they know that onboarding process, moving from fiat, from in any of their country's currency to something besides Bitcoin, right? Now you have it there, and now you can buy any of the other cryptos with it. So just the original idea of that, to me, is impressive. So there you go, Squirrel Shine Bob. There's a little history of what are stable coins even for. What's he say? It's still digital funny money. Dave Digital, help a hillbilly out with your podcast. Nice.
And me and Bob, we're not getting along, so we'll just have to work it out later on. That Bob, he's a weird one. I don't know about him. I'm a little worried.
We got Dark Crash in the chat. Good to see you, Dark Crash. JR. All right. Let's anybody have any thoughts on Tether or that whole SoftBank group deal? Any thoughts, Dave? You have anything you want to add to that?
No, but I do have a SoftBank account. It's one of the first accounts that I got a long time ago. I think probably 2017. I haven't done much with it, but right at first I was getting different accounts and seeing where I could onboard and offboard. I think they were one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to become a bigger and bigger player in crypto and help with this mass adoption. And it's always great, real quick, to see Bitcoin at 111,889. That's always good stuff. Let's move on. 589. Did you guys see this?
So that.
Go ahead, Tony.
Never mind. We can go on to the next. I had some points, but it's nothing.
On Tether, go ahead.
No, it's nothing groundbreaking. I mean, I just think it's interesting. It's not only Kathy Wood, like you mentioned, but was it Masayoshi's son with SoftBank, and so now we'll get to the next topic. I think that'll be fun.
Well, yeah, anybody can jump in on any of these topics, man. Whether I call on you or not, you guys know that. It's just if you got something to contribute. Let's see here. There you go. Personal income. Now, this one, why is this important? Well, let's go through it. It shows that personal income increased 95.7 billion, so 0.4% at a monthly rate in August, according to the estimates released today by U.S. Department of Bureau of Economics. Personal income less personal current taxes increased 86.1, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but here's what's interesting. Personal outflows. So the good news, people's incomes increased, personal incomes. The bad news, personal outlays, the sum of PCE, personal interest payments, and personal current transfer methods increased to 132. So that's 132.9 billion, and income was 95.7 billion. In August, personal savings was 1.6 trillion in August, and the personal savings rate, personal savings as a percentage of disposable income was 4.6%. Now,
that's bad.
I know it's like they're kind of raving about this as being like a good thing. I just don't see it as a good thing. Guys, basically, you made a little more, you're able to save a little bit more, but your expenses are up and it's costing you a lot more. Your expenses are up. So if that isn't erosion of the dollar, I don't know what is. I mean, that's just incredible to me. And it kind of breaks down the transportation, all the sectors that you would spend on. The goods and services sectors that you would spend on. And real world, how does this impact us? I think that's where that's where we all exist at right now. It seems like personal income, you pay, you're able to maybe save a little bit, but it's costing you so much more. Cost exceed payments. I mean, I think the increase, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. I don't think we've ever seen a time where it's just massively moving into that direction than right now. It's just my own personal opinion. But when this comes out from the Bureau of Economic, the government basically saying, this is what our statistics are. And I think some people try to sell that as good news. I'm like, yeah, peel back the onion on that. That doesn't look like good news to me. Oh, what's your thoughts on that, Redman?
Yeah, if you're spending more than you make, that cliff is going to come real soon. And I think people, they get into a habit, right? When things aren't as good as they seem, like, you get used to eating out 5 days a week. What are you going to do? You're going to eat out 5 days a week. And if you're not eating out 5 days a week, you're asking yourself, well, what do I need to do so I can eat out 5 days a week? It's like the spending has kind of just gone through the roof. For us, it was like, wow, we got to look at this. Like, this is the chance to get right. This is the chance that we have to make our finances so that we don't have to worry so much, right? So we bite the bullet. You cut back here, you cut back there, you budget, you stick to the budget, and that's how it is. And it took us realizing that, hey, things might not be better in 2026. So let's bring back the reins now, so we're not looking so bad when 2026 comes and the economy really, really does suck, if that's what's going to happen. Not financial advice, but I feel like 2026, for like a year or two, it's going to get really bad. So I would rather be prepared for it than keeping up those spending habits and just spending more and not really caring about the future.
Yeah.
Just trying to be responsible, just thinking of, buy what you need, not what you want, and you could cut out a lot of unnecessary spending.
Agreed. What's your thoughts, Tony?
Well, I think that we've got China's PMI is supposed to come out on the 30th. I think that the Fed signal and the Bitcoin volatility, you've got to watch out for the rate cut odds. I just think that the rate cuts keep us alive, but they might have longer term impact. So I think that's about it. That's all I got right now.
Jim, any thoughts?
I'm going to raise my hand again real quick, though. Sorry, I've got to get my camera to stop moving. Sorry, earlier I think the chat thought I might be, feeling like, nervous or something. I raised my hand in silence. Sorry, Jimmy, go for it.
I know me and Billy are probably in a little bit different position, different perspective. I noticed there's less in the play pot for sure. And I know energy costs more. Water where I live is crazy expensive. But it hasn't really changed my lifestyle anyway.
The way I see it, Jim, is through my kids. So my kids keeps me tethered to what's really happening out there. And so it's not necessarily, my personal situation, but like for years, I just didn't believe that it was harder today. Right. And now I know it is, because I went through the math with actually Lene, my administrator. So, because she's my daughter's age, but that's what keeps me like just brutally aware of how tough it is today for people compared to in the 80s when I was, coming up in my 20s and 80s and 90s, right? And so you have to make, if you got a couple kids and you both work, you have to make to even get ahead. And a normal house, because an average house today is $450,000. When my first house was 40 grand. I think I paid 43 grand for it, right? So that just keeps me kind of tethered to the pain of it all and the realness of it all, how hard it is to save when basically everything that you're making is being put out to expenses And that's where I really preach. You got to pay yourself first. Like still, even because even in my time when I was making $5 an hour and trying to build my nest egg or trying to take care of my expenses, my wife and I expenses, I still always paid since I was 18. Well, probably before that, because on the farm, we got an allowance, working the farm. So like I always saved that. I always paid myself with that. But when you grow up and start having your own expenses, I still started paying myself first. So like they'll teach you to pay your house payment, pay your electric bill, your water bill, your utilities, pay your insurance, pay your taxes, pay, and then whatever's left over, that's your disposable income after you put some in the savings. And then I would always say, well, no, first put some in the savings. Now, maybe it's only $5, right? But first put it in the savings and then pay all this other stuff. And today, when I see these kind of numbers and I see these kind of percentages, it just kind of keeps me tethered to it because it's so hard for them. And I'm glad I'm through it, right? And coming down the mountain and no longer going up the mountain. I think it is tougher.
Yeah, they just keep moving the football. If you guys remember, it wasn't just a few months ago that at least, if you get the 60 pack of eggs, it was up to $30. Finally, now that's down back to $10. But now steak has gone, or sirloin steak, at least at HEB, has gone from $7 to $11 or even $12 at times. So they just keep moving the football. They'll change the price over here, make you think it's better, but really it's really not, because they just got you somewhere else. So you see it. I mean, you definitely see it. It's not easy. But I don't think necessarily it's biting the bullet when we get to eat at home. I think that's a lot of times better. I mean, we can get more of what we want there. Most of,
Yeah. Randy said $400 a week just for food. And it's absolutely crazy. It's really, really crazy.
Yeah. It's more when you have more folks and, I think Jesse says only for Emma. That's a question, not a statement. Jesse.
$400.
Come on.
Jesse.
$400.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the grocery store, the grocery cart is a big indicator. People can see it all around and incomes don't go up much. So you got to find another way to make some gains and paying yourself first. If it means going and making your own coffee and taking it to go and all that other type of stuff, I think it's better. It's probably better for you too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. I think the last coffee I bought out was probably in Bitcoin Vegas.
Yeah, there's no GMOs in my teacup.
Get Emma some good salmon.
Well, Tony, you brought up like the economic calendar, what's coming up, just to hit that real quick. So next week, tomorrow, right? There's a lot of economic data coming out this week. So the U.S. pending home sales month over month, that's always a big one. That's on Monday, and then let's see, you got some PMI, manufacturing PMI, and then on Tuesday we had, what do we have? Oh, the JOLTS job openings. That's always a big needle mover, and consumer confidence. So that's the needle move. Those two things are big needle movers for the financial markets. And then we have on Wednesday, non-farm employment change. We got manufacturing PMI. There's a lot of stuff. And then U.S. unemployment claims. That's a huge one on Thursday. Unemployment claims. And then on Friday. So look, man, next week, like starting tomorrow, there's a lot of change in the air, man. There's a lot of economic news that is coming down the pipeline for us, on top of this crypto dump that we just had in trying to regain some steam and momentum there. I did want to pull up this other story.
Thanks, Green Day. Appreciate
Green
you.
Day. Yeah, thank you, brother.
Good run.
No, and before we do that, Red, do you want to go into the Red's research about your about plasma? Because and then I'll get to this story of with you.
And I gotta hit the cornucopias a little bit at the end.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, you want to go? Okay.
Go ahead. You want to go first, Tony?
Let me share different. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to share the whole thing. There we go. I was sharing my other chat. So cornucopias, there is a land sale in the cornucopias game, and of course, if you know me, I love this game. It's on Base and the Cardano network. It started on Cardano, and you can find assets on Base. But what is going on now is for the last few days and carrying on for the next couple days, there's actually like a live draw for land. The land claim is on, so you can go into the map. If you don't have assets, you can find a way to get on JPEG Store and still purchase assets. But I will tell you that the smalls and the mediums and now most of the large lands have now already been placed. That means they're actually land plots in the map. But before I go into that, let me share this. If you want to play the game for free, because there's still right now, if you don't have an NFT, then it's a $10 charge to play. However, if you go in and create an account and go into the marketplace, there is one free NFT. All you have to do is pay for the transaction fee on Base. Right here, the Superverse Tiger M9, you can go and claim it. It's still available for 23 days, which means you'll get early access to play the game just by getting this free NFT. Once again, you still have to pay the transaction fee on Base, but that's a really cool thing that gives you access, early access to the game. And what's going on now? Well, it looks like someone just got their land plot. So based on, there's 5 levels of the different NFTs. So there's 5 sizes: small, medium, large, epic, and copious. But then there's 5 levels of rarity. And so the mythic is the highest rarity, which means if you put a mythic plot, if you're trying to claim a specific plot and you put a mythic, you have a high chance of getting it. If you just put a common, you have a low chance. So you're probably not going to get some of the best plots. But right here, they've got every minute right now, they're pulling and from people who bid, basically put a claim on those plots. Every minute they're having a draw. And so I've already got all of my personal plots claimed. Right here, you can see this is Solace 1. These are 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer maps. There's 3 of these zones right now in Solace. So Solace 1, 2, and 3. And so these are the 4 districts. There's 4 districts here, and then there's 3 cities in each. And so I'm part of the Corn Mafia Guild. I'll tell you this, the different guilds have been very strategic on how they claim plots. And so the Corn Mafia Guild's in District 1, this one right in here in Solace 1. So these 3 towns pretty much claimed all of it. And I've got a couple plots I can show you right here. So I've got this one little plot up here in Silver Spring. I've got it. I used a rare, and this is the views of my little plot that I've got, and I'll be able to build some assets on it. I'm right by the border here, you can see, and maybe there's an entry point here, and I've got some juggernauts. So if you want to get into the game, you can get in a little bit more. This is another one of my plots right here by Quarry Side. And I've got a little bit of view of the other bubble domes. I'm close to some resources here. There's some woods and resources here. What's that? Oh, you're not seeing it. Thank you for telling me that. So here, let me go to, this is Solace 2. Thank you, Jimmy. So Solace 2, I've got this one here. I've got a view of the rocks. Actually, I got a nice view on this side, but basically I'm protected by the hillside, and that's one of my plots there. And then I can share this tab instead. But let me show you the whole thing. So I've got 2 land plots in Solace 2, but let me take off my land. And you can see all these cities. So District 6, these 3 are Corn Mafia heavy influenced zones. And the reason the different guilds are trying to focus on that is because any production, any game activity will every quarter is going to have some production that pays out in Kopi token. So as a group, as a district, you want to perform and build and do a whole bunch of stuff. And so I'm really excited for this upcoming aspect of the game. There's fighting in the game. There's shooting in the game. There's different aspects that are starting to open up. This next year should be an exciting ride in Cornucopia. And the Core Mafia Guild, like I said, I'm very impressed at how they went through. I mean, they've been live streaming in their Discord, going through, talking about strategy, figuring out what size and what type they should put for claims, saving some of the higher rarity for later on when they noticed that they could just go claim them with commons and uncommons, and then saving the mythics and stuff for later. It's just been a really good ride. And that's why I started that Tony the Brick channel, right? I started the Tony the Brick channel. You can learn more there. They've got a Landau mint with another partner that they've got, and you can learn a lot more. If you're interested in the game, come over to the Tony the Brick channel and give it a follow, and then learn more about the game.
Tony the Brick.
Thank you guys. Tony the Brick says go check it out.
Yeah. Hey, Vegas Claw, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you, Claw, man. Buck, good to see you too. Thanks for popping in. Know you guys are busy, so we appreciate you. Gonna have the Sammy Cup in Handy hiatus here while he's traveling over to Token 2049, which is starting now. And don't forget about the fight. We got Jenna X. Jenna X is fighting, and she's a good friend of the channel, so we're gonna be rooting for her. She's fighting a blonde broker. It's always great stuff. So we'll try to get our fill of that during the 2024 49 event.
Got to make sure you go on the Karate Combat event and put your bets, place your bets, right?
Place your bets.
Karate Combat event?
Not financial advice.
I think it is, isn't it?
I thought it was a different.
Sorry, I assumed, Dave.
You assumed?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
You know what assuming does? The old military version, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So, okay, Redman, let's talk a little bit about plasma for anybody that doesn't know about this token. Redman's done a little research, and we want to hear a little bit about it, Redman.
Yeah, so if you guys can enlarge my screen, that'd be great. Thank you so much. But this is Plasma, right? This is their Twitter page. They got 182,000 followers, but their blockchain just dropped.
Sorry, Red Echo. Tony's echo was. Yeah.
Yep. Check. Okay, we're good to go. All right, Plasma is a high-performance layer 1 blockchain purpose-built for stablecoins. So this goes alongside our Tether talk earlier. These guys have already added $7 billion in stablecoins to their blockchain. Lots of big money being thrown at this thing. Basically, it's a layer 1 blockchain aiming to facilitate near instant fee-free payments with a focus on USD-based assets like USDT. Launched in mainnet beta on September 25th, 2025, it has quickly gained traction with $2 billion of stablecoins active from day one, now up to $7 billion. So that gives you a little bit of, this thing has really gained traction. It's already got 50 partnerships, Tether, Aave, Pendle, Athena. The project addresses pain points in stablecoin usage, such as high fees and slow settlements, positioning it as infrastructure for the new global financial system. Already has some, let's see if I can find, the team includes endorsements from figures like Paolo Adrino, so that's the Tether CEO, and David Sachs, though full details are limited because he is an employee of the U.S. government. Roadmap focuses on expanding DeFi incentives and validator delegation. So right now it's sitting at $1.40 USD It's up 8.79% in 24 hours. Market cap is 2.53 billion. We went over that earlier in the bubbles. XPL has outperformed the market, surging 84.5% over 7 days amid hype from listings. So it's already been listed on Binance, OKX, X, and KuCoin. And it's had $18,000 in airdrops for early contributors. The sentiment on X is bullish, with discussions highlighting TVL growth, like we mentioned before, partnerships, and potential yields. So this thing is gaining traction. Obviously, the opportunities are capture stablecoin growth with unique features like early TVL explosion and well interest signaling adoption. It's also got potential for deep USDT liquidity and low borrow rates that could attract institutions. So the only risks are the high FDV relative to circulating supply, risk dumps, and unlocks. So basically, the full circulating supply. Let me get back on here real quick. The full circulating supply has not been added yet. So we're looking at like it's 2/3 of the way there. So this is going to be a high inflation coin. There will be some unlocks later on down the road. I was looking for an unlock schedule, could not find it as of yet. But this thing looks like it's going to be big, and it's going to add a lot to the DeFi ecosystem structure over the next couple of months. So this is something that I'm looking at getting into. And as you guys can see, Dave has put up my Princess Leia photo because he doesn't like my... I gotta laugh. And before the stream, I was asking Billy if I could fit the whole Billy Goat Tales logo on my forehead. Look how big my forehead, man. You can probably
Can
fit
you
it up
tilt
there.
your head a little bit?
Could you give it a little tilt?
It's a little tilt so we can screenshot that.
Yeah, so
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
No,
If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh, right? So
that's right. That coin, and full disclosure, Billy Goat Tales, including myself, we don't own this coin. No one on our team, I believe, owns this coin. With Red's research, he picks projects, he dives into them, he shares it out with you. He's got a great Discord channel in our Discord. If you always want to know a little bit about something, you can go in there. He picks some gems for us just to review and look at. So we're not shilling any coin or anything like that. Just want to say that out loud. And wow, so we're already right up here at the end. I think it's time for Jimmy Jim's final thoughts. Dave?
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
Oh, we had a short week this week. I don't have a lot of things to show. We got everything packed up and shipped out already. However, we did have our last stream, which shout out to Hey Dig. He showed up again, bought into some breaks. Appreciate you swinging by. Let's see, let me see if I can change the view. And we pulled another Sapphire Selections out of 15. That was out of Hobbs Chrome Star Wars Sapphire. We pulled that one on Thursday night. That was a pretty nice little pull, probably a $400 or $500 card there.
Nice.
And I don't know if I showed. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It's worth viewing again. We got in our Livy Dunn Leaf Metal card. We won.
Nice.
But we had a short week this week. We only did Thursday. Next week we go Thursday and Saturday. The new Disney products dropped, and everybody's going crazy over that. And I've got a ton of it behind me. Let's put it that way. But we'll be doing some Star Wars and Marvel and Disney and Star Wars Sapphire all through the next couple of weeks. So it'll be a lot of fun. Come by and hang out. You don't even have to buy in.
Well, where do they go to hang out with you, Jimmy?
That's going to be on our YouTube channel, at Space City Breaks on YouTube. We're also on Instagram. We post a lot of our hits. That is at Space City Breaks TX is our Instagram. We post, like I said, a lot of our hits. And that's probably all. That's really all we're pushing to is Instagram right now. That seems to be the favorite social platform of card collectors.
Nice. Well, that's a really good pull. Don't forget to bring my cards when you come, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited about my cards.
We got a box over here started for you, the Billy box.
Yeah, it'll probably grow. So yeah, help you guys out. Yeah, guys, go support Jimmy Jim. He does pull crypto cards too. So kind of like the crossover crypto.
I need to do the video on our redemption. I still haven't redeemed it because I want to do a video on the whole process of how easy I believe it is or not. We'll see.
Yeah, man. That's some good stuff. All right, guys, believe it or not, it's already the end of the show time. Just like that. We didn't get to all of our topics, but that's okay. Rather have too many than too little. And anybody have any final words? Because we do want to push it over to Crypto Coin Mindset's channel. I know
it's already ready to go. Let's open the club, Jimmy.
Can't open the club. Got no time.
Oh,
No time. Yep. It's
No-
just Keith today. We're out of time. Sorry. Have to get the club next time. Or you could tune into the Simple Terms podcast on Saturday morning where we're probably going to open the club right at the end.
There you go. All right, guys.
Good
Thanks
call.
for spending Sunday with us. Go watch some Crypto Coin Mindset. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time.